Oh, another chapter in the Resident Evil franchise and still getting dissed and what have you. Is this fifth installment of Resident Evil still that bad after 10 years? Or am I going to give this one some good old fashioned Big D justice? I know I'm getting ahead of myself. Brace yourselves as I talk about Resident Evil Retribution right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Joel, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2012 action horror flick Resident Evil Retribution, released by Screen Gems, written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who returned after doing the previous film. This is the fifth installment of the Resident Evil film series loosely based on Capcom's video game franchise. This time around, Alice is captured by the Umbrella Corporation, forcing her to make her escape from an underwater facility in the extreme north used for testing the T-virus. Milla Jovovich is back in this, plus a few others including Sienna Guillory, Boris Kodjoe, and a few others. Michelle Rodriguez makes a surprise turn after the first film. Now, if you have not seen my reviews for the first four films, I advise you to click on that card and it will take you to the playlist so you can catch what you might have missed or see them again if you'd like. Anyway, also Constantine Film, Davis Films Impact Pictures are back on board as producing the film as well. Well, despite the film got dissed as well as like most of the films, which, well, mostly criticizing the characters, plot, and acting, but like the last one, they praised the 3D, the visual effects, and fight choreography, which I thought were really good. Okay, that about covers it. Let's get into the story. Alice and the riders on the Umbrella Corporation freighter Arcadia are attacked by a fleet of tiltrotors led by Alice's brainwashed former ally Jill Valentine. Alice is captured during the attack while the fates of Chris, Claire, and Kmart are left ambiguous, which explains why we don't see them, unfortunately. An Alice clone awakens in the suburbs, living with her husband Todd and her deaf daughter Becky. Zombies attack, revealing the suburbia as Raccoon City during the contamination incident. Alice and Becky drive away from the undead with the help of Rain Ocampo. As they escape, they are hit by a truck, knocking Rain unconscious. Alice hides Becky inside another house, but is killed by a zombified Todd. Meanwhile, the captured Alice awakens in an underground facility and is interrogated by Jill. During a power failure, Alice escapes her cell, rearms, and finds herself in a simulation of Shibuya Square, Tokyo. Finding her way against zombies, she enters a control room filled with dead Umbrella employees and encounters Ada Wong, one of Albert Wesker's top agents. Wesker appears on a screen explaining that both no longer serve Umbrella and the power outage was staged by him. Wesker also reveals that the Red Queen, one of Alice's arch nemesis, well, enemies, was reactivated after the Hive incident and now controls Umbrella. He continues that the facility is underwater, formerly a Soviet naval outpost in Kamchatka, Russia, designed by Umbrella for manufacturing clones and creating simulated outbreaks to show the effect of the T-virus. Ada and Alice aim to rendezvous with a rescue crew organized by Wesker, which includes Leon S. Kennedy, Barry Burton, and Luther West, Alice's former ally. Leon's team plants explosives near the entrance of the facility, which will detonate in 2 hours to ensure its destruction. The group plans to meet with Alice and Ada in the Raccoon City suburbia area. In a New York City simulation, Alice and Ada defeat two executioners. Leon's team enters a Moscow simulation, but is surrounded by a heavily armed La Plaga's undead horde. In the suburban setting, Alice and Ada encounter Becky, who mistakes Alice for her clone mother and is instantly attached to her. They also find Jill and the clones of Alice's deceased allies, James One Shade, Evil Ring Ocampo, and Carlos Oliveira, who are sent to capture them. During a shootout, Ada gives Alice her smart glasses and grappling hook so that she and Becky can find their way out. Before Ada is separated, the two encounter the good clone of Rain and in the Moscow simulation. Alice gives her a weapon to help keep Becky safe. She then rescues Leon's surviving crew from the barrage of Las Plagas zombies and a giant licker. Once united, the group reaches the submarine pins in the facility exit, but are ambushed by Jill's team. During the ensuing fight, Becky is captured by the licker and Good Rain is killed. Alice rescues Becky and kills the licker. Barry sacrifices himself, holding the Umbrella operatives off long enough to ensure the others escape. The explosives at the entrance go off. Leon and Luther escape rapid flooding, while Alice and Becky survive through the ventilation system. Now for the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to sub this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie, continue. Okay, you've been warned. On the surface, their snowmobile is knocked over by Jill's submarine. Jill and Evil Rain confront the group, holding Ada as a hostage. During the ensuing fight, Alice is able to tear the mind-controlling scarab off Jill's chest, returning her to normal. Meanwhile, Rain, now enhanced with superhuman strength and healing thanks to the Las Plagas parasite, joins the fight, kills Luther, and knocks out Leon. Realizing she is too powerful to fight, Alice shoots the ice under Rain, who is dragged underwater by swimming zombies from the undersea installation. Alice, Jill, and the remaining survivors travel to Wesker's headquarters, a heavily barricaded and fortified White House, staffed by the remainders of the U.S. Armed Forces. Alice meets Wesker in the Oval Office, where he injects her with another strand of the T virus, returning her superhuman abilities. On the roof, he explains that the Red Queen is trying to wipe out humanity, and all of the remaining uninfected humans are in the base. The U.S. military and remaining Umbrella Corps soldiers start defending the White House against enormous hordes of T-virus abominations. End of story. For now, until the next one. So what did I think of Resident Evil Retribution? Well, I will say it's good in ways. Well, while despite it may have gotten dissed, it still opened at #1, which made it the last film in the franchise to debut at #1, being out the 3D re-release of Disney and Pixar's Finding Nemo. Anyway, it still did okay and what have you. The film went on to make $240 million worldwide. Yes, since it didn't come match to the 300 million its predecessor making. It would be the second highest gross in the series, but it would drop to third once the next one came out 4 years later. Well, I understand that it offers everything one might reasonably expect from the fifth installment in a heavily action-dependent franchise, which means very little beyond stylish with hollow CGI and handset pieces, which of course what Rotten Tomatoes says. Well, I can say it has its moments, but it has lots of good action, what have you. I don't factually would consider it to be the best one, but it still had, well, some Some good action, though. Tom and Andy, the duo who did music for the previous film, returned to do the score for this. And well, the plot of the story, the plot's, well, reasonable and what have you. But I do like how the 3D turned out and the visual effects and the fight choreography, because you can't go wrong with fight choreography, especially if it's in Resident Evil, especially in the opening credits where we see the fight on Arcadia in reverse before it goes back the way it was. Now our cast, aside from Alice, playing once again played by Milla Jovovich, who again is still pretty good. Sienna Guillory makes a full return as Jill Valentine. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have even noticed her because now she's blonde and what have you, unlike what she was in Apocalypse. Michelle Rodriguez is back again as Rain. Well, I must say that was pretty surprising for this character to come back, but she was still pretty tough though. Lee Bingbing, that's a pretty funny name, plays Ada Wong, and she wasn't too bad. Boris Kodjoe returns as Luther West, and Johan Erb as Leon as Kennedy, and Kevin Durand as Barry Burton. Plus, we do give an appearance as one appearance from Oded Fer as Carlos. Of course, well, we lost him back in Extinction. We get an appearance from Colin Salmon as Shade and Shawn Roberts as Wesker. But the big surprise in it was seeing young Aryana engineer playing Becky. Now, for those of you who don't know who this one is, that's the little girl who played Max in Orphan 3 years before this. Yes, I almost didn't notice that was her. I didn't know what her name was until I found out. That was a big surprise, though. But unlike what we, well, her performance in Orphan was, she is still deaf, but we also get to hear her talk. Yeah, believe it or not, folks. So anyway, still Resident Evil Retribution, it's reasonable. I mean, it still provides good action. I don't consider it to be the best of the franchise, but yeah. So overall, would I recommend it? Well, maybe play it safe and give it a one-time watch, but only if you are a hardcore completionist of the franchise. Okay? Good. Anyway, I really think this would still be a worth one-time watch for anybody, but only if you're a hardcore completionist. So, and also, it was great to have Paul W.S. Anderson back on board, who wrote the script and directed the film. So that's good. So that's a pretty decent thing. So what are your thoughts on Resident Evil Retribution? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And next time, I'll be bringing to you the grand finale in Resident Evil, the final chapter. So thanks for watching, and if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other two films that Sony gave to us through Columbia and Screen Gems and what have you. In the upper left-hand corner is my re-review of The Amazing Spider-Man, which happened to come out the same year this came out. Yeah. These are both films that came out the same year this year. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of Underworld Awakening. Or if you would like something different, go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my spoiler-free review of the new TriStar Pictures release, The Woman King with Viola Davis. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D Sing. See ya.